is, but I'm liking the hoops. The hoops are like giving me life for some reason. Accessorizing may just be the key to like giving you like the zhuzh that you need, the umph that you need. But trust and believe there's plenty of umph coming, whether you want it or not, because we are here to talk about the transit of the year. And funny, I came in and started this reading and don't have half of the things that I need for it. So that could be something that we're experiencing. Maybe I just need to like channel for a little bit, where it's just like, we can dissect this energy, we can talk about it, we can pick it apart, but no matter what, it's going to be different for all of us. And how this unfolds is supposed to be revolutionary. It's supposed to be something we haven't experienced. This hasn't happened since like, well, I think it was like 1859 or some shit. And it was initiating some sort of conflict. You know, Mars and Uranus together can be kind of like accident-prone energy. So I'm just gonna like feel in and get out what I can get out before we pull cards. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. All the Leo season videos have dropped. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For daily content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything and fucking TikTok at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Now, I know that I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It bears repeating. This is the transit of 2022. This isn't we've had some big ones before, but in my opinion, I feel like this is a really transitory energy, and it might be hard for me to tap into it because my ruling planet is part of it. And so not only are there big changes for me, there are big changes for everybody, especially if you have Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Taurus placements. Now, this is really, we're honestly starting to feel this because of the major like orbs of these planets, the orbits, and how, without having to break all this astrology stuff down, we're basically going to start gearing up this transit on today, July 22nd. And the first day of Leo season. Also, just found out before I filmed this that we, as of now, as of me filming this, we are experiencing an influx of coronal solar energy, like a coronal like massive like injection, an injection of solar energy. Basically, that's coming in, and that's solar energy. And what do I say? What's done in the dark comes to light. There is this like burning by way, this purification by way of fire. This Cancer season was the most Cancer fucking season we've had in years. I honestly feel like just because of what happened astrologically, or has been happening astrologically, this was the first season that we got to really feel the element of water and emotion and spirit like really dominate during Cancer season. It's been very earthy, it's been very like airy, but now this Leo season is about to be something else, and I really feel like we're going to be feeling this through late August. But there is this surge of solar energy, and the sun in traditional astrology is what you know about yourself to be true. For a lot of people, it's like, I mean, on some different astrologers, or astrologists, according to whichever you talk to, say that it's like your soul's purpose and your soul's mission. I feel like your rising sign is actually more important than your sun sign, honestly, but that's just me. I feel like your sun sign are the high vibrational expressions of your sun sign are the shoes that we like are going to be striving in this life, in our lifetime, to fill, like the shoes we're trying to like grow into. So like for me, Aries are known for like pioneering, independent, spontaneous. It wasn't always like that. But my Libra rising, oh, I know all about that energy. I grew up, that was expected of me. You know what I mean? And that's often what your rising sign is what your family, like the role you played in your family, what was expected of you as a child. And so definitely research your chart. But this influx of solar energy that's coming, we've got solar winds coming in. It's just like it's sweeping things out. And that's what I meant. I feel like this has a lot to do and is connected to that Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Saturn is fucking karma. The sun is coming out, doling out karma, clearing out, burning out a lot of negative energies in your aura, in our auric field, in our actual like 3D reality. So these waves that we're getting, these heat waves that we're getting, that shit ain't no coincidence. None of this, this shit's not a game. But we're feeling this as of today on the 22nd. But the conjunction, Uranus and the North Node conjunct, meaning that they meet at the same degree on the 31st of August. The 31st of July. And then August 1st, Mars joins the conjunction. So it's the three of them, like, coming together. And Uranus is the Great Awakener. This is going to be impacting us very much so on a macro level and on a micro level. This is coming in to clear some shit out. Pluto is revealing a lot of what's going on, has what's already been there. That's the thing, is like everybody's acting all appalled about Roe v. Wade. Yo, this shit's been there. They had plenty of time to fucking codify that shit. Or they have plenty of time to lock that in. This darkness, this heaviness, this shit's always been there. It's just coming to light, and some of y'all are just really like figuring it out. And so it's now just coming to light in a way that's undeniable, really. I want to see how this looks. Meh, too much. But I think there is some sort of reset that's happening. This could be as aggressive as like food shortages and chain supply issues. We're already kind of experiencing a lot of that. So I think that's, if anything, there could just be a bit of an intensification in regards to that. I don't feel like you need to panic buy, but I do feel like you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. We're really going to be feeling this transit between July 22nd and August 17th. Now, because of the retrograde cycles for Uranus, and because the North Node is constantly moving in retrograde, we're really going to be feeling this until like February, March 2023. This is going to be unfolding for the rest of till February, March 2023. This is the biggest, this is important. And it's going to be felt on a very like macro level, meaning governmental, meaning as a collective, meaning as a species, and then also on a micro in your interpersonal life. Now, definitely beware of accidents, beware of driving too like unnecessarily, beware of driving like texting while driving, being what this all comes down to ultimately, like, be careful of like moving too fast. Be careful of moving too fast, but also The thing is, and that's what I want this to be really about, is unintentional movements. That's the thing. It's not about like, oh, everything is so accident prone. There's something about like, wake the fuck up. Be intentional with everything that you're doing and watch your life change. Be intentional with the words you say, the way you touch people, the way you communicate, the way you sell whatever you sell, or the way that you exchange or create or express. It's like, what the fuck are we here to do? Not be lukewarm and not be comfortable necessarily. There is this like, there's a difference between like being comfortable and like giving up, you know what I mean? Or like checking out. And I feel like there's this collective like, no, yes, very that, yes, very that. See, that's what I get for going too far and being a dick about it. But you may be really tempted to be like, wake the fuck up. Or you may be feeling like life is like knocking you on the forehead, like in some sort of way. And I feel like that's kind of what's coming in to happen. The unintentional, the unconscious can get you in trouble. Real talk. Do you know what you're doing and why? Do you know what you want to do and how to earn it? Get the fuck with the program. That's really just how it feels. And I'm sorry if that seems like harsh or aggressive to other people, but it's just like that. With this Mars we're dealing with, Mars gives no fucks. Mars like doesn't want to be fucking friends. Mars is here to accomplish something. We can buddy and do all those things after the mission is accomplished. And that's what this is about. Uranus, the great awakener, the rebel of the planets, Uranus is that urge to fucking shift, to change. Uranus is havoc, the unexpected. It's electricity, it's those jolts, it's the pulse of like where we're moving, the pulse of our evolution. The North Node, which is like your mission in life, what you're here to do. Pay attention to for sure where your North Node is in your natal chart. You can Google it. Also, there's a calculator, 1001 calculators online. But the North Node collectively for us, the North Node being in Taurus has so much to do with, as a collective, what's going on with our relationship to our purpose and how we believe it's tied to our prosperity. What we know about that. If there's anything that I really like preach, it's like, yo, there's so like your prosperity is a byproduct of you living a very like spiritually purposeful life. I've seen it in so many other people, seen it in myself. I've lived it every day, and there is no shortage of like, whoa, how am I so like taken care of? And it's just like my definition of like, this is about like you finding your way. How do you feel like you're working? How do you feel like you're leaving the campsite better than it was when you arrived? Like North Node in Taurus is, I'm trying to stay on track. The North Node in Taurus collectively wants us relating our purpose and our mission to our comfort level and the things that we value, and uncovering if there are things that we are valuing that are getting in the way of our purpose. It's like our purpose also meets what you have, your possessions, what you feel your worth, what you feel worthy of having. And then there's Mars, your ambition, your drive, the way that you express your physical energy. All being in Taurus, the sign of money, mine, I have, comfort, work ethic. Taurus is the connoisseur of the zodiac. You know, they're the like the freaking cuddle puddles of the earth signs. And so there is this like collision of all of those energies coming together. Mars bringing the heat, the movement, the anger. North Node and Taurus also can bring in some overindulgence, bring in some greed. So be aware of that. And this conjunction is also squaring. It's also triggering the square between Uranus and Saturn. And so there are some things, and that square is basically karma, time, discipline, arm wrestling, revolution. Uranus is Saturn's grandfather. So we know who's going to win that. But there is this tug of war. This tug, and it feels like a lot of this, because how I've been processing or receiving that this transit is going to be looks a lot like the divine fucking bulldozing us to this very specific destiny point. And I do feel like a lot of shadow is activated here. There are a lot of opportunities for some profound darkness. I'm not gonna like hide that, but that's how science works in this physics-based reality. There's shadow activated, and so understand the polarity. Light is activated. And so for the grand capacity for shadow, that's just stirring up this grand capacity for light. Neither is good and neither is bad. And so there is something about coming to this conclusion of seeing outside of the like paradox of good and bad. The like duality mixed all in between them. And it's like duality is just oneness. Just, you know, there's so much oneness mixed up in duality. Everything is real and everything is fake. Everything all at once, all at the same damn time. You know, and I do feel like there are some very profound shifts that we're not supposed to necessarily know how this is going to impact us. But I do need you to know that there are some really big changes that you need to brace for. And brace doesn't mean halt your life. Doesn't mean stop. Doesn't mean fear. Brace means remember the fuck you are. You got this. I'm braced. I don't have to get ready if I'm ready. You know what I mean? And that doesn't feel like trauma. It just feels like situational awareness. Tapping into situational awareness, making sure that you're being present in the moment, making sure that you're being present and you're being grateful for like, I can drive, I can text, I can do all these things, I can communicate, I have words, I have breath in my body. So there is this gratitude that I feel like is coming in. But let's dive into the handy dandy inside degrees and see what is going on at 18 degrees Taurus. Hydrate, light it if you got it. Lean in. All right. Elias Lonsdale's description of the 18th degree of Taurus is a woman with hundreds of breasts. The fruit of the vine, limitless supply, is the rhythmical law of the Divine Mother. There are those who are given over to the Divine Mother and her earthly counterpart, she of earth, and who are called upon to give of something beyond them and to do so selflessly. A heavy responsibility to take on because there are no boundaries to it. A certain rapture in being able to serve in this fashion with multiple undertones of realization and fruition. Yet the ritual gesture, the signature, is so given over to the mother that what dominates every breath is the explicit need that is here. To live inside that need, to be surrounded by it everywhere. To know only that there is somebody that is everybody here who asks, who must have sustenance and inspiration, the growing into the task, the becoming worthy of the investiture, and the singular dedication to complete to the mother's satisfaction all that is intended in perfect conscientious endowment. Whoa. I have to read the second part again. The fruit of the vine, limitless supply, is the rhythmical law of the Divine Mother. There are those who are given over to the Divine Mother and her earthly counterpart, she of earth, and who are called upon to give of something beyond them and to do so selflessly. This feels like there's a price for what is coming. Or this is like you have paid a price. A heavy responsibility to take on because there are no boundaries to it. A certain rapture in being able to serve in this fashion with multiple undertones of realization and fruition. Yet the ritual gesture, the signature, is so given over to the mother that what dominates every breath is the explicit need that is here. To live inside that need, to be surrounded by it. To know that there is somebody that is everybody here who asks, who must have sustenance and inspiration. You can read this online. Google inside degrees. That line about being inside the need, to be surrounded by it. And it feels like very Venus in Cancer. Attracting in the need, attracting in the feeling, being enraptured by the feeling, being enraptured by some of the shadow. I'm pulling from multiple decks on this one. I want to tap into the Starseed Oracle. See what comes through. Calling in the most useful. Actually, hydrate light if you got it. So we're calling in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages from our benevolent ancestors. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this Uranus, North Node, and Mars conjunction in Taurus. Please give us the guidance that we need. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy. Didn't I just say Venus in Cancer? Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy. Pleasure. Joy. Make love to life. It's funny, I know exactly where this is. This looks like a real place that I've actually been to. Oh my God, they brown too. It's me, y'all. Lord, you trying to tell me that there's a black man coming in my life? Hey, I'm open. Holla. Oh, shit. And then the next card that came out with it was the 7 Star Sisters. Motherfucker! Sorry. I guess that didn't stop this. That could be something. People seeing your who you really are. My phone's been dying like all day, and it's trying to tell me that it's dead, and I thought that it stopped the video, and so it didn't do that. But anyway, moving on. The 7 Star Sisters, birthday celebrations, tapestry of life expression. What's done in the dark comes to light. Some of y'all are not fucking from here, bro. And I feel like the older that you get, the more comfortable you are in realizing it. Even look at how the stars this card like kind of matches my background and like kind of flows in with it. There is something about connecting. This makes me think of the TikTok reading I did with the Holy Sisters from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. And I do feel like there is just something about finding your people. Your soul tribe is coming. Like, delight in knowing that. And some of you are going to have to get comfortable thanking the divine for shit before it gets here. That's what real faith looks like. Bottom of the deck here being, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Something they call the North Node, the true node. And this is my North Star. My Evangeline. You're not for everyone, babe. And it's funny because Uranus is like one of the co-rulers of Aquarius, and Aquarius is very like quirky, unique, black sheep energy. And I do feel like some of you, child of the cosmos, the universe, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. This is unlocking some ancient knowledge inside of some of us. Wow, portal, doors are opening. You decide, rewards, wild card. And I feel like this 8-8 portal is gonna be really, really shifting. Interesting. Some interesting messages are coming through. Okay, and shit's about to get weird, and I love that. I hope that you really, really let shit get weird for you. You really, really let yourself tune in. You really, really, really let yourself open up to receiving messages from the divine by way of animals, other people, spirits, energies. Trusting your sense of discernment, learning how to receive, because there is something about you walking through where we're going. It feels like we're walking through a gate of sorts. And the portal that is opening, look at the card that is underneath this bitch. Oh my God, I can't make this shit up. Wherever we're going, I feel like we are merging with with versions of it's like timelines are condensing in some sort of way. I don't know why they need to, but I feel like there are certain timelines that are falling in on themselves. A lot of us have like tuned in and have been calling in. I have just speaking the words, I'm living in my best timeline. I'm living my best life. It's just like you're saying more than you realize you're saying. And I feel like, and this may have been like a B- timeline that you're living in, but you've been calling out, asking for the A++. And so it's like getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, where it's just like there's this merging, there's this electricity that you can feel. As above, so below. As above, as within, so without. On earth as it is in heaven. All the same thing being said, just different words. But there is this feeling in. I also feel like you and your soul family are feeling in on each other. Like you may be really coming in contact with your ancestors, feeling just your spirit guides. I feel like if you want to feel them, ask. If you're not feeling them and you want to, ask. But I feel like make sure you specify the benevolent ones, please. First. Handle those before. All right. Now, this is quite a, I mean, Mars is a malefic. Uranus isn't considered a malefic, but if you ever fit the bill. And I'm pulling from the deviant moon here because I just want to get, let the shadows being activated, and let's like pull into the shadow energies. You know, let's just see, what is this Uranus North Node Mars conjunction? What is this unlocking? The deviant moon, the Five of Swords, shady behavior, conflict of the mind, the ways that the burdens and the wounds that you haven't healed yet are going to be coming up. Temperance, upsetting situations. It's like whatever upsetting situation, it's going to come up and be dealt with. It may have to do with someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces placements. But I do feel like there is some sort of, this is going to be tampering with your thought process, how you recover, how you balance. Some of you, this could be triggering addictions. This could be really impacting like you wanting to escape, or you wanting to use vices, possibly. This also could be like taunting or bullying, or some sort of something taunting you in the realm of the mind. And I feel like it's not anything bad taunting you, except for possible regrets. You don't want to go to your grave with your art inside of you, your love inside of you. I feel like there are aspects of yourself that are coming in to like punk you into doing something better, honestly. It's like you may be kind of tempted to do some sort of, behave in some sort of shady behavior, or partake in something shady. Something is hidden. Page of Pentacles. There could also be like kind of fuckboy energy going on. I feel like some of you are like scared to reinvent yourself, or there's something coming in with like the initial stages of a business, or the like money. This is Taurus that we're talking about. So Page of Pentacles, this is like good news coming in about money. But I do feel like some of you are, it's like you have it, but you're afraid to give it. And there's some sort of resolution coming for that. One more from the deviant moon. There may be conflict with this Sagittarius or Pisces, conflict about money. Some of you are upset because you feel taken advantage of, or you feel lied to or deceived. And I feel like if it was involving a Sagittarius or a Pisces, there's a possibility that yes, you were. And you may have to just kind of take your L, and that L comes with you being handed a new tool. And that tool may be discernment, awareness, how to fix something, what not to do next time. Whatever you're building, I feel like now you come in with the tools. And you may have to experience some variation of conflict in order for you to acquire the tools, or for you to figure out what tools are worthy of keeping, what tools are worth fighting for, what tools are like, what aspects of yourself should you be fighting to hold on to, or I do feel like there is a bit of like emotional regulation that's needed, like alchemy here. One more for this Uranus, Mars, North Node conjunction. These falling cards. The Five of Wands, and then the Eight of Cups. Some of you are hella going to be turning away from drama. Some of you, it's like getting out of your comfort zone in regards to the kind of person you're trying to pursue. There may be a lot of you who are getting a lot of attention, like multiple people wanting to vie for your attention or wanting to collaborate with you. And I feel like you're like over it, turning away from people who just aren't good enough. Something like there just may be multiple people who just kind of aren't up to snuff, who don't really like, who don't check all the boxes, who don't have, the spark. I do feel like some of you are turning away from what's comfortable, turning away from what you're currently in right now. Some of you, there's so much you want to do, but you don't know where to start, so you've kind of given up. And now I feel like that giving up feeling is going to put you in a position to initiate a new relationship with yourself. It's like that power that's rising up, that desire isn't going anywhere. It's just like, what are you doing with it? What are you going to choose to do? Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It says what you're going to choose to do is stop being so terrified of your mind. Stop being so terrified of being alone. What you're going to do is stop being so terrified of changing. Because if you look at what needs to end in the realm of your mind, Queen of Wands, you very quickly come into a place of power. Quickly. I'm going to pull from the Soul Truth Self-Awareness deck. Just see what questions we need to be asking ourselves during this. This is the rest of the year, really. I told you we're going to be feeling this through March 2023. And this is going to generate a lot of change. All right, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Funny how in that Elias Lonsdale, he said that there are no boundaries to it. There are no boundaries to like that divine connection. When you have that divine counterpart and it's not like depleting from you, it's not this like constant like soul-sucking hard lesson. You know what I mean? When you just like tap into the sustenance that you can access from spirit, you won't even think about boundaries when it comes to what the divine's asking of you, and that like loop of reciprocity, the giving and getting from the divine, from that interaction with spirit. Whenever it comes to like the God, you communing with the God of your understanding, whatever that is, it's like there aren't boundaries there. And that's why like loving God first, it should be your first, like the first love of your life, like the learning of like the surrender, the transparency, the like idea and concept of being loved for who you are in a very Christian way, and a very, well, yes, actually in a very Christian way, because I do feel like that is a very Christ-like quality. He's just been like, what has been done in Christ's name has been disgusting. So I could never subscribe to it. But I do feel like there is something about like learning the limitless boundaries of the love of the divine, and the love that once you open yourself to that, how that feels based, how that feels versus being loved by those of mankind. There is a difference. It's called agape love for a reason. There is like another echelon of love to access. And I feel like once you experience that, your relationship to boundaries in your love, in your romantic day-to-day love life, hella change. Because it's just like, oh, I know what it feels like to be adored and loved for just like how I show up. I just heard, I'm just what you made, God. Not many I trust. I'm gonna go my own way, God. What's that? I wanna get high, yeah. Kid Cudi. I'm just what you made, God. Just what you made, God. I'm just what you made, God. As I am. I think it is. And there is something about just like, This is a little bit longer. To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. Today's mantra: I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. God, I love this deck. That's it. I ain't nothing else I can even add to that. But I feel like when I say that Uranus is coming through to like bulldoze boundaries, like bulldoze through bullshit, I think like there's a lot of stuff that's like outside of what should be our boundaries that's going on. There's stuff that we're allowing that should not, like our standards should be higher in a lot of ways. Our standards as a society, what we allow of our government, what we allow for from our lovers, from our family, from our employers. Like if we just fucking stood up, like got together, the power that we have as a collective over the few that we have given, that we've conceded to, dear sweet God, we can have anything that we want if we just came together. And that is what I think this is about. I think there is some shit that is going to majorly be crumbling on a governmental level. Shady shit is coming out to be revealed. Because we've received it. We've just received it. And they've been openly taunting us. Openly taunting us about the ways that they fucked us. Like, how many campaigns can, like, just lie and lie about the stuff that they're going to do, and you waste your time and fucking go and vote. And the Electoral College tells us every time our vote it means shit. But that's another video here and there. The next card out, am I clear on what my soul really wants? And I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. This is about the divine coming through to bulldoze the bullshit to our destiny point. Like, what the fuck am I here to do? And there may be something that, or some situation that gets so uncomfortable that you're just like, what am I, like, what's going on? And I just feel like there also are those of you who are hella aware of what your purpose are, and you're already operating in it. And I do like, feel like for those who feel that way, This is another level. This is another echelon that's getting ready to be unlocked. Has a lot to do with security, prosperity, the meek inheriting the earth. So, am I clear on what my soul really wants? Take out the shoulds and the limitations, Saturn. Get out of your head and pay attention to what your heart's desire. Get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desire instead. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Ask yourself what it is that your soul really wants. What does your heart crave? Then take one step in that direction. If you take one step, the 10 steps that this fucking transit's going to yank us, like the yank that's coming, if you take the step, it'll just feel like a skip. It won't feel like your ass is getting dragged if you go ahead and start taking the step. You know what I mean? It's like you catch the momentum. I hope that makes sense. It's like take a step in that direction towards what you actually really want. And I feel like for those of you, you're already mid-skip. You're already mid-stride. You're feeling like the pace picking up. You know what I mean? One more. To whom am I comparing myself right now? That makes me feel like some stuff with social media is going to be changing. Either the algorithm's going to be changing, the shit closes down. There may be a lot of shit that comes out, like drama or secrets that come out about social media, or like secret deals that they were doing, secret deals that were done with influencers. Like the deals and stuff coming to light or being exposed, or there's some sort of like really other behind the scenes shadowy shit that's going on with social media. And I feel like there may even be like the exposure of the agenda to get the divine feminine to like hate their body or hate themselves. Or this could even be stuff about celebrities like getting paid to like say certain things. They're Kardashians getting paid to like, get BBLs and do all kinds of shit and, try to create mixed children. Anyway, to whom am I comparing myself right now? What are you able to see in another? What you are able to see in another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be brought out. Shine light on this feeling of not enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. Stop comparing and start creating. And I feel like that goes for the negative and positive. Everything that you keep pointing out about other people, about how they're so this or they're so that shit's inside of you too. All the shadow and the judgment that you pass upon other people are shadows and judgments that someone has been able to pass on you as well. If not, actively can still. According to your standards, Should I get one more? Let's get one more. Am I willing? Am I willing? You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Be brave. Follow your heart's compass and lift the lid on your own dreams. It's possible. Lift the lid on your own dreams. This fucking glass ceiling that they got us thinking is real, bitch. No, baby. Absolutely not. So what's the positive outcome of this collectively? On a collective scale, what's done in the dark comes to light. There's going to be a shift in our value system. What we used to value is going to be changing as a collective. Secrets are coming to light. Reality, like the real reality is, the real reality is coming up to be exposed, and it's going to be upsetting. And it needs to be upsetting because that's how we band together to heal. It has to be jarring. This attack on the divine feminine is absolutely on purpose. Absolutely on purpose. And it's coming, this crumbling, all this shit is happening to activate us. There is a huge change coming. Huge. Big, big breakthroughs. And I feel like it has a lot to do, I'm telling you, what's done in the dark comes to light. I feel like the government has been fucking people in so many different ways, and I'm telling you, it's going to be exposed. Exposed. Kicked out of everywhere. Exposure. Expulsion. Exposure and expulsion. Something gets expelled. It's like you are no longer qualified for this. This also even could be the Supreme Court's justices, where there's just like some shit comes out. It's like you are unfit. Something is unfit. How does this negatively, what's the shadow that's activated with this transit? 5 of Wands again. It's definitely a fight energy, war energy, conflict energy. Lots of like fucking dick swinging energy. Lots of savage talk. Some people are really going to be exposing who they are by way of being like, pay attention to who people are. Interesting, the same cards are coming out in different decks. Page of Pentacles. I feel like, don't be a groupie, keep it moving. The people who are sharp or mean or closed off from you, like these changes in your friend group and stuff, all of this stuff is happening on purpose, exactly, so you can turn your back. And it's like, you know what? I got shit to do anyways. That's what this is coming at. I got shit to do anyway. Let me stop moving unintentionally in life. Let me stop being unintentional with my shit so I can turn my back, initiate this new relationship with myself, initiate this new relationship with my drive, my motivation, my passion. I can start getting practical about my passions. I can actually turn my back so I can start ushering fun. Ushering in fun, ushering in love, ushering in events, ushering in weddings, ushering in passion, connection, a new relationship with maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I was going to say Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I was not going to say Gemini. I was not going to say air signs. So maybe Gemini just needed to come out. I think new relationships with Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then the air signs come out. But there is something about getting out of the mindset that we're in. This is coming in to really help shift our mind and light the appropriate fires. It's like the path has to be cleared. And the path has to be cleared. In order for the path to be cleared, it's like if you got rats in the house, you got to see the rats before you can get the rats out of the house. Get the rats out of the house. The divine's like, oh, hey, bitch, you got rats. And also, like, the people you trying to, like, keep in your life and, like, fight for and everything, it's time to, like, shift from them. It's time for you to start really, like, focusing on you, please. So the path gets paved for you to turn your back, initiate this new start. And this new start, Taurus, has a lot to do with you being fucking comfortable, sitting pretty, unsubscribing from the struggle, self-governing. That's what this feels like. This feels like sovereignty is coming in. There is some level of sovereignty that some of us are going to have access to. like autonomy. And I feel like some people are like, oh, this is going to be harder governmental control. I think the shit's going to hit the fan in the government. I think, honestly, that how things are is unsustainable. Hella unsustainable. And what the things that come to light are going to change people's minds. Change people's minds about living here, about being here, about capitalism, about the rat race, about peace. Please clarify the moon. How is the moon? Ooh, Jesus. With judgment that almost came out with it. The divine, dark, like, I don't even want to say darkness because darkness is not bad. People who act in malice, intentional malice. People who subscribe to that, to selfishness, intentional selfishness. That rain is up. That bubble's about to pop. I even think that has something to do with housing too. We got to have the death before we have the rebirth. But we've got to recalibrate our light. We've got to recalibrate our internal GPS system. I get one from the Light Seers. This portal card, the moon. I'm telling you, we're not supposed to know how this needs to be a secret. It needs to be a shock. It's going to be deeply subconscious. It's not going to be something that comes of the conscious mind, but the impact is going to be impacting our physical world, our 3D day-to-day life. 2 of Pentacles and then the 9 of Wands. Whatever comes to light, I'm telling you, there's some stuff that's had you bound. You've been feeling like you've been drowning, or like you're trying to give your head above water. You just want to see. You want to change. You want to feel it. You want to, like, I feel like there's this stuff going on in our subconscious mind that has definitely been impacting our flow, our ability to view ourselves as resources. There's been things that have been keeping us from seeing the fullness of our power. And what's coming up is you getting back in flow. Obstacles getting removed so you can ascend. For some of you, the Hierophant to your High Priestess is coming, babe. The Emperor to your Empress. The light to your dark, the sun to your moon. But the divine's not going to fuck you and just bring in this perfect partner, and you don't even know who you are yet. And you don't even know how to love you. So, of course, you're not going to be able to love them holistically. You know? There is something about you falling in love with you. Realigning with your internal compass. Self-governing. Decommodification. Getting away, being done with conformity. Being done with the tried and true way of doing it. And I feel like there's bold celebration, bold moves that are being made towards living passion-filled lives. And there's a quick come up going from the Knight to the Queen. If you move towards it, you can manifest it. These solar winds that I told you guys are coming in as I'm talking. The solar winds, the massive, like, coronal ejection. Like, the sun is, like, emitting large quantities of energy to us, so that we can slowly and steadily get here. Slowly and steadily move forward and separate ourselves from the shit we used to do when we didn't know better. Because now that we know better, we're about to do better. Love you. You got this. It's coming.